Hi there, welcome to the Keyword Scout review video. I'm assuming you've arrived at my site due to the fact that you're interested in the Keyword Scout software, and you've arrived at the right place. This video is just a brief 5 or 10 minutes just to look over my shoulder as I use the system, which certainly I always found useful when I'm looking at new products, particularly software, to actually see it being used and what it's capable of doing. So without further ado, let's get started. This is the first screen that you'll see when you boot up the application. We click on the new project. You'll have to put in some settings such as your Google AdWords account, test it, and that's about it. And then you save it, and you only ever have to do that once. So let's get cracking with a let's go for iPhone as a phrase. I'll set it at exact match type and start to scrape some keywords. And you'll see how quickly this actually mines it. That was literally just a few seconds. Now, as you probably know, querying Google on a large scale is not a good idea. You get your IP address banned quite quickly, and your AdWords account that you put in here can also be at risk. So the thing to do is go easy with it, because you can put a comma in here and add some more keywords if you wish, and it will query those, comma, etc, etc, but just keep it to no more than 3 at a time. Otherwise you might be looking at your IP address being banned for a couple of hours or so. To counter that, there is a setting here for proxies. So if you've got some decent private proxies, you can put those in there that will help the IP banning. But what it will not do is it won't stop your AdWords account getting banned. So you just need to be careful in terms of how many searches that you do. Using it in the way that I'm going to show you to use it, you'll be absolutely fine. So we've got 400 odd keywords here, so let's firstly, before we drill down a bit further, let's have a look at reducing these numbers down a little bit. You can search via, you can filter by the columns here, so you literally just click the top and it will filter them as you want. I'm going to go for over let's say 3 words, and that will ensure that we've got some long tail. You press the keyword data and there we go, all the words here, 3 or more, so that narrows it down a little bit. The next thing is the search volume. What we're looking to do is anything over, I don't know, 10,000 let's say, so let's go for some keywords here. That'll do, and then we'll get some more data about that. So let's have a look at the exact phrase count and understand what our competition is there. That's not too bad. There's a 167247 there. That's probably a bit of an old keyword, being 2011, but that one certainly isn't. So we can do some more data here. We can check the domains available for that particular domain. Let's have a look at that Apple one, Verizon iPhone. Scrape the data for that, and everybody's done that one already. That's fine. So hopefully you see how quickly you could do that. You could of course select all of these, and the domain scraper is fine. You don't tend to get too many bans on that, so you can scrape away for that. These are the ones obviously that are going to query Google, so that's the one you need to be careful. Don't just do 600 at a time, otherwise you will burn out your account. It's a case of using the filtering mechanisms here to reduce these down to what you really want to look at, and then you can click all of these and it will go out and find the domains available, the all in title, all in URL, all in anchor if you wish, exact phrase account. The real true meaning of competition, of course, personally is not necessarily determined by these. It's really determined by what's on that front page. So you can research the keyword by going to Google. You can send it to one of the add-ons. Now we haven't spoken about add-ons. There's 2 add-ons here. We've got the LSI keyword search. Let's bring that one up, and then it's input that into the system for you, and now it's going to go out and scrape the top 10 results and bring back related key phrases that are appearing on each of those 10 pages. Again, you can see how quickly that did that. Now in this case we've got some fantastic related keywords, all to do with that original key term. There's 3s, 2s and 1s, and you can download these or send them back to the table. The other add-on, which is probably the most important, is the competition analyzer. Now we've got off-page parameters and on-page parameters. Now certainly whenever I check a keyword, which I'm not sure, oh yeah, the keyword's there, sorry. The keyword's already in there, great. Click these two to do your on-page and off-page parameters. Click start and off it will go to the top 10 results, so you can understand what your real level of competition is. Now obviously there's a lot of data to be scraping here, so this does take a while, but you can literally set it up with your keywords and let it go off and make yourself a cup of coffee. By the time you come back, you will have your results. These are the key attributes that we would be looking for to understand what the levels of competition are, particularly the heading tags, title tags, and of course the backlinks. And we've got backlinks to page and backlinks to the entire domain here, index pages, PR, and the domain age. Now I don't know about you, but that's probably all the attributes you're going to need to understand what's what and whether or not you can conquer a particular keyword within that top 10. We'll leave that to go on and finish what it's doing. A few other things here. We've got the micro niche, mini niche and niche. These are basically preset parameters that you can set within your settings section, and if you click that it will show monthly searches. I only want to see results from 10,000 to 20,000, local from 5 to 20, etc, etc, and these are all predefined. It's just a quick way of putting your favourite search parameters in there. And the good thing with this is when you have this enabled and you scrape keywords, it will, before it puts them in here, it will do the crunching for you and only return these types of numbers to you, or within these parameters. So that's very useful. Don't forget to add to list if you're scraping more than one thing. That's something I do quite often, and it erases your list and replaces, so make sure you click that. We've obviously got the match types here. There's a new one here that allows you to filter by languages, which has just popped up, which is good. And certainly between the plugins that we got, and I believe we've also got a Google Suggester there as well, which is quite useful, which queries Google Suggest. With these add-ons, there are some more in the pipeline, I understand, which is great. It makes this application really flexible. But in terms of creating your keyword projects, you can comma here, so you can put in mobile phone, I don't know, Samsung phone, and it will go off and it will do the same thing. In fact, let's do that, and we clicked add to list there, and there we go. There's the first lot coming back. There we go. See how quickly that is? The thing with keyword research is it's a numbers game. What you really want to be doing is amassing as many keywords as you can to find those hidden gems, and this thing really does help with that immensely. And as you can see, there's lots of keywords in here. Upcoming Verizon phones, that's a good domain, I would suggest. I wonder if that one's available, although you've got to be careful with the trademark names, of course. Lots of unlocking, refurbished phones, new Spirit phones, etc, etc. And as I say, you can change these up. You can search on it again if you want to, or you can search to Google, delete, copy to clipboard, and importantly you can export everything in this format, so you then got it in an Excel document and you can do more filtering and more wizardry if you require. But certainly in terms of keyword research, identifying the real long tail keywords with decent search volumes and then analysing them within the competition analyzer, you know, it caters for everything that you need. It's absolutely fantastic. I use it every day, and I wouldn't be without it. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please don't hesitate to leave a comment on the blog. Thanks very much.